Good evening. Hi, everybody. My name is Benito Vasquez, and I am the founding artistic director for Teatrix, the team behind bringing you this festival, the En Su Casa, a family film and competition short film festival. So, thank you for joining us on our last day of the festival. Um, I want to start off by thanking our sponsors who made this all possible, the city of Houston and the Houston Arts Alliance, who awarded us a grant to be able to put this together. And then I also want to thank our partners, Seed and Spark, who allowed us to use their platform to be able to bring this festival virtually to you. So thank you to our sponsors and partners um, for allowing us to do this. Like I said, this is the last day. I also want to thank all of you, all of you who have purchased a ticket or a festival pass to support us and support these wonderful filmmakers and get a chance to enjoy their short films. If you haven't bought your tickets or you're still interested in getting that festival pass, please do so right now. We're going to leave a link on the comments page where you can buy your festival pass. You have till midnight tonight. You can watch all the films in about an hour and a half, or select a block that you're interested in for $5. Most of them are about 20 to 25 minutes long. So feel free to still buy your tickets. You still have time to enjoy the festival on the very last day. We are going to um, give away one free pass. So if you have a Facebook, check out Theatrics Facebook page. Share the post that we just put up about Bear County Coffee, and win a festival pass tonight. We'll announce it at the end of today's workshop. All right. So today is also our last event, and we have everybody from the Theatrics team here actually that put this together. This the Dollar Blockbuster. So you're gonna get a nice workshop about how to put together a low budget short film. But I won't say too much. We'll wait to hear from them. All right. I do want to remind the audience you can leave your comments and questions for the panelists in the comments there. So put those in there at any time. We'll keep up with them, and then we'll have them answer your questions during the Q&A. All right. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to tonight's moderator. And she is one of our newest members of Theatrix, Anais Alvarez. She is currently an elementary theater teacher. She is an interdisciplinary artist in theater, from set designing, scenic painting, stage managing, sound designing, and acting, just a little bit of everything. Anais believes it is important for Latinx children to see themselves being represented in all art forms. So please help me in welcoming Anais Alvarez. Welcome, Anais.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me here with you guys.
Absolutely. I'm going to step away now and I'm going to let you take over. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So coming up next, you will be watching a video and learning how to create a blockbuster animated short on a budget. This three-part workshop will cover green screen animation, color and lighting, and sound recording and editing for a low-budget animated short. A Q&A with the workshop presenters will follow, so stay tuned.
Hey everybody. Welcome to the world of live virtual interaction. I don't know. So we're having a little bit of technical problems here. So we're going to give Ashley, who is our tech director back there, a chance to figure this out, and we're going to get going here soon. So just stick with us. These are just things that happen sometimes. So um, let's see if we can get this to work with the sound.
¿Quién vive en la casa azul? El hijo con oro en su baúl. ¿Quién vive en la casa naranja? La abuela que se acaba de casar. ¿Quién vive en la casa amarilla? La familia con una niña. Y se quedan en su casa, viendo las nubes que pasan, reunidos en familia, viendo cortos al fin del día.
Blockbuster.
Hello, my name is Ashley Parra, and I am going to be doing a presentation on color and lighting for animation and shorts. So a quick introduction about me. Like I said, my name is Ashley Parra. I have a BA in psychology and drama, and I'm currently an MFA candidate for lighting design. I've been the production coordinator for theatrics for a little over a year now. So a couple of terms to become familiar with. These are terms that apply to both art and lighting design, which are two very different types of color mixing. One deals with additive and one deals with subtractive color mixing. Another thing that I will also be talking about is light source, whether it is artificial and natural. And some examples of artificial or natural are things such as tungsten halogen, which is stage lights, projectors, incandescents, which is what you have at home, fluorescent, sodium vapor bulbs, laser, or neon. And natural is things like the sun. So just a couple of terms to become familiar with when moving forward. So I'm going to take a kind of multi-step process. The first step in the process is collaboration and concept. So whenever we met up as a group, we kind of made a list, or I did, to further my design. So we wanted a house, we wanted something colorful, to explore different mediums beside Photoshop or solid colors. We wanted to explore some texture. I wanted to be eye-catching for all ages, as this was a festival for kindergarten to high school level kids, and we wanted it to be inclusive of all Latinx cultures. And there was a couple of maybes. So maybe incorporate the classic Loteria styled heart from our old logo of La Vida es Cortos, Life is Shorts, our annual short film and play festival, a film reel, and families. And so I came up with a concept of a colorful city in which we have an undetermined location, and in the community we have diverse neighbors who all share the idea of taking care of their family neighbors. So with all the information that I gathered, the concept was really like what will push me to create my design and to get me ideas to start sketching. So this is choosing your color palette. And this is where it gets so fun. You start looking for research and inspiration images. So I was inspired by a lot of coastal towns from Mexico down to South America and the Caribbean. It's something that they all have in common. And inspiration can come from anywhere. It can come from music, art, dance, songs, nature. But for me, I looked at photographs and sketches of these towns. It is very important to one, cite your sources, but also just explore different types of mediums. So as you can see here, I have a couple of photographs. I have a sketch and a more animated sketch to really help me choose the color palette that I wanted to. I love the colors in this one, but I definitely love the values here a lot better, much more muted, I decided that with all this in mind, I was going to choose my medium, and my medium would be watercolors. So we have our research images, we have our color palette, and we have our medium. So now we go into lighting or color, so editing with Photoshop or doing things freehandedly. So here you see my final sketch, a photograph I took of my final sketch. We'd see it scanned, and we see the final version with edits that I made on Photoshop. And I'm going to go through the process of how I did it and things that I looked for that to improve the final sketch. So I wanted to digitize it because I was going to work with Photoshop. I could have easily done all these things by going back and filling in the spaces with my brush or using other softwares that I will talk about at the very end of this video. So a couple of things that I noticed with it being digitized and being scanned was that I wanted to fix the contrast between the houses. There's a lot of discoloration happening, especially in the middle house on the outside, and it was barely noticeable, the colors in the bottom half of the houses. And so that was an edit that I did on Photoshop using a paintbrush tool and playing around with the contrast settings. And another thing that I wanted to do was to create an illusion of a light source. So as we talked about earlier, there's artificial and natural. I decided to go with a natural light source, which is the sun. And so I wanted it to look as if I was taking a photo on a somewhat indirect sky, indirect lighting day. And so for me, that meant that as further up you went, the more diffused it would get. And as it came down, the clouds would be much more saturated in color. And the sunlight will be coming from this side because the sidewalk here is what is most illuminated, is what you can tell has the most texture. And I didn't like my sky, so I found a free, not copyrighted version of a watercolor sky and kind of mixed it with mine and edited a little bit to create that sky that I was looking for and the pebbles sidewalk that I was looking for, and then a contrast between the teal house, the red house, and the yellow house. And those are a couple of things that I did to create the lighting, and that will really pop the scenic design of this animation. A couple of softwares that I think are extremely helpful when doing animations are free. So doing something free-handedly is probably the most budget-friendly and most accessible way of creating animation. And then you can easily import it and edit it using Google Photos. My favorite and fastest trick is to do it on Google Slides. It gives you an option to change the transparency, the brightness, and the contrast of your sketches when you upload them, and I think that is the fastest way. And I often do that when showing my renderings in presentations. And then finally, if you want something that is quick, accessible, most notes applications on your phone, on your iPad, on any tablet, they have a notes application that you can use to sketch or draw your scenic plan or to add your lighting on top of the scenic plan that you're given. Moving on to more intermediate softwares, we have most, I guess the most popular one, which is Adobe Photoshop. And with softwares, I'd like to keep in mind that there's always discount codes, student discounts, and free trials, and to really take advantage of those, because I don't think that being creative should come with a price. And so I always look for discounts. So Adobe Photoshop is a great one to use. It is probably one of the most popular ones. There's also Adobe After Effects, which is great for animation. If you import your animation there, given to you by your scenic designer. or a production designer, and you can add the lighting on top of that. I think that an easier and much more accessible and less expensive software is Procreate, and this is something that you can download, I believe, on tablets and iPads and even phones. And it is, for me personally, I just started learning it, and it picked it up really quickly. It has just as much brushes as Photoshop, and those are a couple of intermediate options. Now, if you want a lot more professional quality lighting rendering softwares, there is always AutoCAD. Vectorworks is really good, especially for lighting. It can give you billions of instruments and colors, and you can see what it looks like before it even goes on. And finally, Unity, which is really good for virtual. I think it's mostly used for virtual gaming. And again, all of these are, because they are professional softwares, they are really expensive, but they always have student discounts and free trials attached to them. And it's great to take advantage of those. So that is the end of my workshop. I hope it was really helpful, and I hope that you stay and watch how this still transforms to an animated short with Jorge Diaz in the following video. Thank you so much.
$1 Blockbuster. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Jorge. I'm here to show you how to do the animation on that video that we just saw. Well, first things first. The first thing you got to do is you got to have a green screen, and if you can see in the back right now, you see a green cardboard with like little stickers on it. So I got those at the dollar store, so I spent a whole $2 on that. So what you do, you take pictures of the subjects, the little cars, and then you save them to your hard drive. Then what you got to do, you got to go to Photoshop and green screen those little cars. So you go to Photoshop, open, look for your picture, you open it up, right? First things first, got to get rid of all the green. Go here to your crop tool, crop the your picture. Oops. So you won't have all that green that you have to worry about. It'll be a lot easier. You do that, and then you hit enter, and voila, there you go. I'm just gonna unlock this layer here, unlock it, and then you go to select and go to subject. What Photoshop is doing right now, it's looking for that subject to select it. That's against the green background. It's been selected. So if anything that's within that selection is going to be deleted right now. If I hit delete, it'll delete it. Okay. But what you got to do is you got to go up here to select again, inverse, or you can just do Shift Command I, and it'll do the same thing, shortcut, and then hit the delete, and voila, there it is. You know, the green is gone. Now you have to hit Command D to deselect this, or you can go up here to select again and then do the deselect button right there. Now, once you do this, you see that there's still green around your car. So you hit your Alt key, and on the wheel on your mouth, you go up and down to zoom in. And now what you got to do is take some of this green that's still around the car. So for that, I'm going to use the eraser tool. Hit the letter E for the eraser, or you can just come up here and select it, and you click and you start erasing all that green. Shortcut. If you have a line that's a straight line, you hit once, you click once, and then you hit the Shift key and then click again, and that'll give you a straight line. So you got to go around like that, straight lines, one click, Shift, another click, and that'll take care of that. That's when you have a straight line. When you have something that's going around like that, all you got to do is just like click and go around. You can zoom in a little more, so it'll be a lot easier, so you can see what you're taking off, and then you just go around and take care of that, and that's it. Once you have all this done, once you clean it up, you hit Command S, or you can just go up here and then just select save. This is gonna come up. Then you just name your picture. Keep this as a Photoshop file, and then save it to wherever you want to save it. I'm saving it to my JPEGs, and that's it. That's the first part of it. Now we're gonna move on. $1 Blockbuster. I am back. Yes, I am back, guys, and I'm here to tell you how to animate those little cars that you saw on that video. First of all, we have to open After Effects. Double click on your After Effects, and then it opens up. Now, I'm using After Effects, but you can use any other program that's out there that's free. One of them is Blender, and for Photoshop, you can use GIMP or Pixlr. Those are programs that are free that can do basically the same thing that we're doing here with After Effects. Once it opens up, then we go to New Project, and then New Composition. You name your composition, En Su Casa Video. That's what I'm going to call it. All right. And then we keep the ratio 1:1 because Ashley created this poster on a 1:1 ratio. Now you can change it and do 1920 by 1080. Just unlock this and then change your values there, and that's it. And then you hit OK. You created your composition. Now we're going to have to bring all your material, your pictures that you worked on Photoshop. So we do Command I, that'll bring this box right here, and then you just start looking for your pictures. Here's my little bus right here, and I'm gonna bring that in, but I'm gonna bring multiple files at the same time. So I'm gonna hit the Command key, hit look for my pictures, el carro, click on that, and click on the poster, and the Ferrari, and the grúa, and then we go down here where I have my poncho, my troca, my taxi, and let's not forget the pow-pow. The police. Leave everything as it is, open, and voila, you have everything in your project now. Now, we're gonna have to start building your composition first. Bring your poster in, click and drag, leave it right there. It's too small, so we're gonna have to scale it up. You hit the letter S. Now your scale properties will come up. You click on this, and then you drag, and then you make it bigger, right? And then right about there. And then we bring it up because we want to use the bottom part for a street. So that is too black. So we're going to build another layer, solid, and then we're going to call it street, right? And then we're going to do that same gray color looking. Hit OK, hit OK. We have a problem. It's covering everything up. Why is that? Because the layer is on top of my folder. So what you do, you click on the street layer, you drag it down here, and voila, you have your street here, and you poster on top of it. Now, let's start animating this little bus right here. So what you do, you click on it, you drag it, boom, right there. It's big. Do the same thing. S for scale. Come down here, click on that. This time we're going to click, and then just enter the value number. 33, enter. Oh my God, it's a floating bus. So we're gonna bring it down to earth. It's a little crooked, a little tilted, so we can take care of that by hitting the letter R for rotation. So you click on this and you drag until you see that it's kind of even, and I think that's about it right there. Now we're gonna click on the layer and then bring it off screen about right there. Cool, that's where we want the bus to start. Now we're gonna bring in the taxi now. Same thing, you can click and drag right here, or you can drag it down here on top of your bus layer. And we do the same thing, scale, click on this, 33, enter, and it's a floating taxi. What's going on? Everything is floating. All right, so bring it down to earth, and then we just position it right off screen, right there. So now we have them on your project, on your composition right here. Now they're gonna have to move from one side to the other. So how do we do that? We need to create keyframes. So you click on your taxi first, if you want to do taxi first, and then you hit the letter P again, and it's gonna be your position. Now this little clock looking symbol right here, it's your keyframe maker. You click on that, and you just made your first keyframe, that little blue thing that's right there. Now make sure your playhead is at the beginning, and then move it up 4 seconds, and then we'll leave it right there. And then we grab the layer of your taxi and drag it, click and drag across. Boom, there it is. Bring your playhead back, and then move on to your bus. Hit the letter P again, right? And then hit the little clock symbol right there. Boom, you created your first keyframe. Now we're gonna bring this maybe a little bit later, like 7 seconds. Move your playhead right there, and then grab your bus and drag it across the screen right there. Boom. Now bring your playhead back again, and then hit your preview button up here. Boom. And there you go. You just created your $1 blockbuster. Yeah. Well, in this case, it was $2 because I had to buy that green screen that fell off my wall back there and the stickers. But for $2, you can get a little creative. Now, I'm going to kick it off to Anthony so he can tell us or talk to us a little more about audio. Take it away, Anthony.
$1 blockbuster. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Alvarez, and I'm here to talk to you about sound recording for feature films, short films, and animation. Now, the first thing that you want to do once you start going into the world of recording is to establish whether or not you will be using a single or a double system of recording. What does that mean? So a single system of recording is when you are capturing audio directly into the camera. That means if you're using a cell phone, the audio will be whatever is captured by your cell phone. If you're using a DSLR camera, it means that it will be the audio that is captured by the microphone found in the DSLR camera, etc., and etc. A double system of recording is when you're recording audio and visual separately. And this has its advantages. The advantages are that you will have a better sample rate and a higher bit depth rate. For those of you that don't know, the sample rate that you want to use is 48 kilohertz, and the bit depth rate that you want to use is a 16-bit. Those are the standard for the industry. Another thing that you want to consider once you start capturing sound is establishing the location and the types of noise that you will encounter. So there's controllable noise, and that refers to the interference by cell phones, air conditioning, conversations happening in a room, the refrigerator. Those are all sounds that are controllable or manageable. The uncontrollable noise refers to the passing of cars, traffic, airplanes, engines that are running idle, from forces that are basically out of your control. Those are things that you want to look out for so that you don't have to worry so much in the post-production part of audio recording. Let's talk about microphones. In the world of recording, you have 3 types of microphones. You have your dynamic microphone, you have your condenser microphones, and you have your ribbon microphones. However, you won't always encounter those on a film set or a video recording set. What you'll most likely encounter on these sets or use for shooting video or film is a shotgun microphone, a dynamic microphone, or a lavalier microphone. Now, if you don't have access to microphone or you don't have the money to purchase them, it is always perfectly okay to use a cell phone. Cell phones have technologically advanced far enough that you can actually get a very good recording off of them. However, if you do have the money and you do have the access to a shotgun microphone, a dynamic microphone, or lavalier microphones, we need to talk about how we establish the sound. If you're recording any type of audio, you want to be at least 3 feet away from the person that you're recording. The closer you are, the better. For example, I am sitting in front of my computer. My computer is about 1 foot away. So when I'm talking, there is less space between myself and the microphone. Therefore, there is less noise interrupting my voice. However, the further away I move from the computer, the more space there is between us and the more noise that will be captured. So sometimes we won't be able to capture audio from 3 feet away. Sometimes we'll have a wide shot if you're doing a live action shoot, and you'll need to be a bit further away. In that case, you'll want to be just outside of the frame. So what does that mean? Pretend my hand was a microphone. If the microphone is here, you're in the frame. By moving it up, you're outside of the frame. And so this is where you would want the microphone to be. Close enough that you're still getting a good quality sound, but far enough that it's not in the frame. With microphones and a field recorder, you have some advantages as opposed to just using a cell phone. And the advantages are being able to control the amount of volume that is allowed in the recording. So adjusting the volume input. In these instances, if you have the option to be able to adjust the volume, you want to make sure to set some time apart so that you can experiment with how loud a volume you can get without distorting the sound. Once you're done and you've recorded everything that you're going to do, then we move on to the next section. And that section is post-production. In these instances, you want to use a digital audio workstation, or DAW for short. Some of those include Audacity, Pro Tools, Logic Pro, GarageBand, etc., etc., etc. Now, not all digital audio workstations are free, and some do come with a hefty price. So if you're looking for something and you're on a budget, I highly recommend that you use Audacity. Audacity is a free software program, and it can be downloaded from their website to any PC or Mac. For this particular project, we used a double system of recording. Since the project was an animated short, we were able to record everything separately. I used a condenser microphone to record Ashley's voice and her playing the ukulele. And like I talked about earlier, I made sure to take advantage and control the manageable sound. That means we had a very hot session with no air conditioning on. I actually used Audacity to edit the sound and reduce some of the noise found that I couldn't manage. How do you do that? You'll download Audacity, you'll open the application, and import the audio file that you've just created. Once you open the file, you'll be able to select the section of the file itself that has the noise or unwanted selection, and you'll click the effects button, go to the noise reduction tab, and create a sound profile from that. Once you've created that profile, you'll select the entire clip and you'll apply the noise reduction to the entire selection. You'll want to actually mess around with the noise reduction tool until you find the right amount of level or reduction for the actual noise that you're trying to get rid of. Just take in mind, though, that if you take too much noise away from the actual file, you'll risk making the recording sound too metallic. Once you're done, you'll want to export the file, and I recommend using a WAV audio file format. The reason being is because it is the most interchangeable and easily accessible file. Now, sometimes we run into the problem where your recording just didn't come out good, you don't have time to go out anymore and record, or you just don't have the luxury of owning a microphone to record good quality sound. And that's okay. In these instances, you can always go online, and there are websites that provide sound and music for free, or royalty-free, as we would call it. Once you're done and you've already exported the file, then comes the fun part, adding audio and video together.
$1 Blockbuster.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It is I am back to tell you how to put everything together into Premiere Pro. Now, let's get started. First, you got to look for your program, double click on your Premiere Pro, then it's going to load up. The reason that we're doing this in Premiere Pro is because Anthony and Ashley made this really cool song for the video. So we're going to do it in Premiere Pro. And it's the song, people. This is the song, like Elton John's The Song. So you can tell everybody this is a song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I'm freaking stupid. All right, cool. So now, once you open that up, then you hit new project, and then you got to go and name your project. I'm just going to name it Polito. Boom, there you go. And then you look here, wherever you want to put it, you just look for it and then just put it in there. Now, you hit OK. Boom. Now, we have to bring in the video and the song. So, Command I. Then you look for your footage right here. Mine is right here, somewhere here, and here, and is this one, I think. Yeah. So, we bring it in. Now it's in, but we got to bring in the song. It's the song. How can I forget the song? It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind that I wrote down in words. How wonderful. Now I'm double stupid. All right, now once you have it in here, all you got to do now, you have your video and then you have your song. Now, what you can do is you can grab your video, click on it, drag it, bring it over here, and boom, you've created your sequence. If we play it, it's just the video with no sound. But we're going to add a song because it's the song. So you click on your song right here. You click, you drag, you put it right here. Boom, right there. Now, if we play it now. That, my friends, is the song. So you can tell everybody that's the song. It may be quite simple, yeah. But that's how you bring it in, and that's how you put it together. Now, as an editor, you have to do this. There'll be times when they hand you the audio files, the sound files of the dialogue of what they recorded, and maybe music that they need to add to the video, depending on what kind of video you're working on. Or maybe they hand you, sound effects, or you have to look for sound effects to make what you're doing to enhance it with sound effects. So that's all your job. And this is where you get to put it all together. This is where you bring your video and your songs, sound, music, sound effects, anything that you need to put in there, graphics that you want to put in there too, you can put them all in here. Now, if I play it again, it's pretty, we need to add like a little fade right here in the sound. So you click on that, then you right click your mouse, then this comes up, and then that'll put it in a little fade into, so it wouldn't be so, you see that right there? That's the little fade in. So it wouldn't be so abrupt when you start playing. And that, my friend, is the song. And that is how you put it all together. You end up with the song with this video. And that is pretty awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a great life.
$1 Blockbuster.
¿Quién vive en la casa azul? El viejo con oro en su baúl. ¿Quién vive en la casa naranja? La abuela que se acaba de casar. ¿Quién vive en la casa amarilla? La familia con una niña. Y se quedan en su casa, viendo las nubes que pasan, reunidos en familia, viendo cortos al fin del día.
Hey guys. Well, I know I learned a whole lot with this video. So now let's go ahead and get the makers of this film. So I would like to welcome Ashley Parra. She is a freelance designer and technician who has had the pleasure to work at the University of St. Thomas, University of Houston Downtown, ETC Island, AD Players, Queensberry Theater, and Match. Ashley is a member of USITT and is attaining her MFA in lighting design at Illinois State University. Welcome, Ashley.
Hello.
Now we have Jorge Diaz, is an actor, film director, screenwriter, and co-founder of Teatrix. Jorge's short film, Letras, premiered in Teatrix' first annual La Vida es Cortos festival. Jorge believes theater and cinema could be vehicles to uplift and educate the Latinx community, as well as other communities that have been underrepresented in the arts. Welcome, Jorge.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
And then last but not least, Anthony Alvarez. He is an interdisciplinary artist working in music composition, sound, noise, improvisation, performance, fixed media, video art, and film. His works have been performed at various events and venues, including EcoFlex 19, Prague, Conservatory Maurice Ravel in Paris, Art Pace, San Antonio, and the Houston Cinema Crawl. Welcome, Anthony.
Hello.
Oh, great job, guys. That was wonderful. Lots of information. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Could you guys go ahead and explain the collaboration process during this project?
All right, let's get this party started. Well, actually, it all started with Ashley's poster. She designed that for advertising for the festival. And I was sitting at home one day and nothing to do. And I was like, maybe there's something that could be done with that. And I went to a dollar store and then bought some stickers and a green screen and like animated the little cars. And then we got together with Anthony and Ashley on to talk about like this workshop, about what.
Can you guys continue?
Yes. So we got together to try and see if what can we make out of this? What animated what can we do? And we all kind of pitched in our own ideas, and then we came up with the idea of writing a song to go with the idea of like, who lives behind these houses, to kind of go with our theme of En su casa. And so we came up with a song that I wrote and that Anthony helped compose. I don't know what the right terminology is. And Jorge animated it, like he said, using a green screen. So it was all really inspired from that very first video that Jorge made with his free time. So yeah, pretty easy.
How long did it take to create this project?
I think we met up 2 weeks before this workshop, but I think it was like the drawing itself, the actual drawing took me about 4 hours, and then editing about 2 hours. I'm just really slow at editing. I'm learning. And I don't know if Jorge and Anthony want to talk about the other processes.
Jorge?
Oh, sorry guys. I'm having some internet issues.
So
it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it cuts me off and I don't go on a rant like I usually do.
I asked how long did the process take for you?
Well, the animated part, because it's really basic like animation. There's a lot more than you can do, but at least for myself, I just wanted to create something very basic so that people can, look at it and say, wow, that was pretty simple. And to kind of, spark that little, to create that little spark to, to build that I want to do it. I want to see if I can do this. And from there, so they can, get into it and then start creating their own things. Because I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this programs that it's infinite. You can do a lot of things, and that's just like very basic animation that you can do. But from there, at least for myself, like I said, I was just hoping to get people started in thinking about.
Oh,
Jorge will join us back. Anthony, would you like to add in?
yeah. So the process, it all started was a meeting where we were kind of trying to decide what kind of video we would create. We decided on an animation because Jorge had shown us this nice little clip where he had added cars passing, and it was such a cool little video that we wanted to like add on to it. And so we had a meeting and we talked about like how can we add on to this, and Jorge brought up the wonderful idea of like, let's think about who's behind these houses and like what are the people doing and what kind of lives do they live and why are they inside their house. And we all each kind of like separated, like we went away and we met a couple days afterwards, and we all brought these like really great ideas, but we were immediately attracted to the idea of a song that Ashley had come up with. And so, of course, I love writing music, and as soon as Ashley sent over some of her ideas, I like immediately jumped on it and was like, yeah, let's do this. And we got together and figured out some simple chord progressions, and then I think it took us like about a day to record. It wasn't an entire day; it was just like an evening, and we basically
it was like 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours in the evening.
Yeah. Well, we had to work out the kinks. Like Ashley was figuring out like what's the strumming that she wanted to use, and then I was trying to figure out which didn't make it sound so sad. And yeah, it was a really fun experience. And then Jorge, of course, added his own animation and even animated the little sections where we were talking about the video with the dollar Blockbuster. So
That's pretty stupid.
Hello, Walker.
Do you guys think that it's challenging or much easier to collaborate online? Like how you guys did?
I think I've gotten used to doing everything online now, just because Jorge and I are usually not in Texas. Most of the year that we work with theatrics, and so we're kind of used to having to Zoom in or Google Meetup to collaborate and to work some stuff out. So it wasn't too difficult. But I would say that if I wasn't here, it would have been more difficult to send audio files to Anthony or to record. That part would have been more difficult for me, I think.
Anthony,
yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
No, go ahead. You're on here right now.
Oh, yeah, because I think the internet knows me too. It cuts me off. He's like, he started going around, cut him off. So, yeah, I like Ashley said, I think I've gotten used to it, where it's like I'm out and about, and then all of a sudden I look at my watch. It's like, oh snap, I have a meeting on at this time. So it's just it's become a way of doing things now, and especially now that then we're not there. So and that we're in these times where you can't really get together because of the risk of the pandemic that's going on. So so it's been good, actually. It's just you log on and then you start talking about ideas, and as they were mentioning, it was a very team effort that we did, because all of us came up with this great ideas, and then we heard the song, and I was like, that's the song. That's the song.
This is
the song. This is the song.
That is the song. I don't think you guys know the song by Elton John, but
yeah, we got the reference. I loved it.
I was like the song, and I was like, wait, that's Elton John. Yeah.
Anthony, would you like to add?
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, it's a little hard because even though we are like, it's easy to talk to each other via the computer and like being online, there are some things that are kind of lacking, like being in a place together, and then after working out an idea, going out and like maybe getting a drink, or maybe going out and getting some coffee or something. There are some things that you lose, like the connections that you have with other people. And then of course there's the whole issue of like transferring and giving files, because sometimes not everyone has internet or a reliable internet. And so it's like there is the struggle of like trying to upload something online and then it not uploading, and for reasons that you really don't even know why, like that make no sense whatsoever. Fortunately, like for this project, Ashley doesn't live too far, so she was able to come down here. But there was a moment too where she couldn't even upload some video that she had done, and I had to drive over and like pick it off her wall, her door.
Yeah, I put it on my front door, and I was like, I put a sticky note, and I was like, here you go.
So it was like it can be a hassle sometimes. Like it has its ups and downs. So, but it makes, hey, we're working through it. So
yeah, definitely. Can you guys tell us some personal experiences of having to be creative and overcoming your budgetary restrictions?
I think that's like my whole career. As a student and as a freelancer, is like you're constantly either having no budgets or very low budget, so you always have to be very creative. So I think the most creative is like, what can we make out of like aluminum, or what can we make out of the spare wooden blocks that someone gave to us, or we go to like garage sales, or to pick up extra furniture, or like really anything. It's become very sustainable, actually, a sustainable practice in being creative with your budgetary restrictions, which is unfortunate, but that's, I mean, kind of what you have to deal with. I can't really think of one particular instance that I had to be creative, but I'll keep thinking about it.
Okay, and then we'll come back to you. Any of you guys?
Well, I like to think that it's like, what can I do with the people that I know? It's like, because what it usually comes down to, it's like finding people that are as passionate as you are about the one thing that you're doing, and try to help you create that one thing. And it's always a struggle to find those people. Luckily, I've Benito and I have been working together for a while, and it's like this whole idea came off what Marisa calls it, the hopes and dreams meetings that we had, Benito and I, where we would get together and start talking about things that we wanted to do, until finally we decided to do what we wanted to do. And I think it's all about finding that tribe, that group of people that are passionate about what they do and what they want to do, and start creating. There's been like my short film that I did, my first short film that I did, that we premiered on La Vida's Cortos. My budget was below zero. So it was like there was no budget. And I was able to do it because I had people and friends that were nice enough to help me do what I wanted to do. And I fed them. That was pretty much it. And that was what they got for working with me. But I think it's all about just finding the right people to work with.
Thank you. Anthony?
Oh, I'm with Ashley here. It's like that's my entire life. Like it's come to the point where I would rather buy, instead of buying like stuff that I actually need, I buy equipment that I could use. And so I try to save up as much as possible and then buy equipment. And so when people, Jorge mentioned like the hopes and dreams, and yeah, like I remember we got together for one of those, and I was like, yeah, all right, let's do it. we have a camera, I have a camera, like let's just put it together. We have no money, but we just got to get together, and whatever comes out of it comes out of it. And it's really interesting to see how creative we get when you have nothing. Like if you have no budget, you find ways to overcome it. And like Ashley was saying, like using what do we do with this aluminum paper? Yeah, we can reflect light off of it. And so like
What I'm doing right now.
It's it's just very fun to be able to find ways around not having a budget.
Yeah. And I think adding to that, by not having a budget, sometimes it helps you kind of get away from the idea of aesthetics, or, you know, like that's in order for something to be good, it has to be it has to cost a lot, or it has to be expensive, or it has to look a certain way. You kind of go back into the basics and root of theater of just what is the story, and is it a good story? Because a good story is not based on a price, but rather the people who build it with you. So for sure.
Well, I would like to thank you guys for the time that it took for you all to create this film. You guys did very good in collaborating, and you can tell that you guys worked very well together as a team. And that's always important in the theater and film industry, right? Is being able to collaborate with one another and create just amazing things together. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today with this live Q&A.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Anais.
Go team.
Thank you, Anais. Thank you for moderating this conversation.
Yes, definitely. I'll see you guys next time, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. That's it. We're coming to the end here of our final special event for this festival. I just want to first thank our entire team, the whole Theatrics team, which you've seen pretty much everyone except for one person. But I want to thank Jorge Diaz, who's a co-founder of this company, and then of course Ashley Parra, who's been with us, who just got her first year anniversary of being with us, and we're so fortunate to have her. And then our two newest members is Anais and Anthony, and so we're so glad to have them. And then the one person you don't see is the one working behind the scenes right now, which is Marissa Castillo. It's another co-founder of Theatrics, and the one always working hard every single day to be our marketing and communications director, and putting all our work out there for you to see and for her to promote it. So thank you to Marissa as well for everything that you do. I am very fortunate, lucky to work with such smart, creative, skillful, just talented people. And so I just want to thank everybody on the Theatrics team for making all this happen. All right. With that being said, they all talked about, working and always having to work on a small budget and not getting paid. So if you still have the opportunity and the means to support us, please feel free to go buy your festival pass still. You still have some time to buy the festival pass and enjoy the films. The whole block of films is about an hour and a half. So feel free to go in there, buy a festival pass, or buy just one block for $5 if there's a particular block that interests you. And also, we had our winner from the social media contest, Teresa Esparza. So congratulations to you. We will go ahead and message us on Facebook, and we will get you the information about how to get your free festival pass. So thank you for playing the social media contest with us and helping us promote. Let's see. I also want to go ahead and announce the winner of our at-home film competition. And this was a competition intended to help families or motivate families to create their own films And so the winner of this year's at-home family film competition is Quarantine Life by Elohim Niakalov and Mercedes Chavez, the mom and son duo from LA, Los Angeles, California. Congratulations for being the winners of our at-home family film competition. So congrats. All right. All right, and the last thing I want to do before I sign off here is I want to actually remind everybody of our annual festival, La Vida es Cortos. Right back here, you can see it. And we have our annual short play and short film festival every year here in Houston, Texas. This year will be November 2020. We don't have the exact dates just because we don't know whether we'll still be able to have an in-person component or if it's going to have to go virtually. But we will be making that decision soon. So follow us at theatrics.org to get more information about us, as well as La Vida es Cortos, Life is Shorts. And it's just a fun festival where we just get together and celebrate all the range of Latinidad, the cultures, and the stories. So please join us in November and find out more at theatrics.org. All right, everybody, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting us, and we look forward to seeing you at our next festival. Buenas noches. Good night.